Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and today we put a Chinese exhaust on the Tuono 660. So I'm a little bit concerned because there's supposed to be a full exhaust in this little box, not a slip-on, supposed to be a complete exhaust, but let's go ahead and open it up. Hopefully the Chinese packing efficiency is very good, and that's why this box is so small. I guess the packing efficiency in China is pretty good because this all fit in that tiny little box. It appears as if everything's there. Of course, there's no instructions or anything, so we don't know if there's any little hardware missing, but the main parts are here for sure. The initial quality, it looks pretty good. I would assume this is all laser welded, I would assume. But right now, initial impressions, the quality doesn't look too bad. Now, you're going to see the same exhaust on Alibaba, AliExpress, eBay. By the time you get it, depending on if you have to pay taxes on it and customs fees and all that stuff, you can expect to pay about $350 for this full exhaust system. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, and for good reason, why this Chinese exhaust? Well, the fact of the matter is we're trying to build this bike on a budget. My goal here was to build out the entire bike for around $2,500 to $3,000. Ideally, in an ideal world with no budget, I would probably buy the SC Project S1 exhaust system for these bikes, but they're like $2,100 or $2,200. That combined with the flash you would need, that would blow the entire budget. So I would be able to put an exhaust and flash on this bike, but basically nothing else. So we're trying to work in confines of a set budget. And also, I actually like the way this exhaust system looks. It uses the stock covers, so it's a nice, clean, kind of factory OEM plus look. A lot of exhaust systems for the RS660s and Tuono 660s. Now, I don't want to offend anybody. This is just my opinion. These are just my thoughts. A lot of the aftermarket exhaust systems for these bikes don't look very good. They look very aftermarket. They look like they're just a universal can stuck on the end of them. I don't like that look. Some people like that, and that's totally fine. I'm just saying for myself, I like the exhaust to either look pretty much stock or look like it's custom to the bike. I like the cans to look like it's made for the bike, not just a universal can that's used on 80 other motorcycle applications. As far as other kind of stock, clean looking options for these bikes, there's the ZIV option, which is quite expensive, and it's also known to lose a little bit of power, which is the same for these Chinese exhaust systems. Today what we're gonna do, I'm actually gonna stick my endoscope inside the muffler of this Chinese exhaust just so we can see what the muffler layout is. Judging by the performance numbers, I would guess it's probably some type of chambered design. Chambered mufflers tend to be pretty restrictive, so that's probably where that power loss is coming from, but we're gonna stick my camera in there to kind of see if we can figure out how exactly it looks inside that muffler. I would suspect the ZIV is going to be a similar design. There's also the Motobox design, which Motobox, what they do is they take your stock exhaust system and they cut the stock muffler apart and they reroute the exhaust inside of the stock muffler. So it's more than just a coring service. A coring service is, they just remove everything, they just gut the muffler. Motobox, what they do is a lot more complicated than that, and that's probably why with the Motobox setup, you actually gain some power. So it's a good option if you like the stock look, you don't want it to be super loud, but you are concerned about performance. and you want that, 1, 2, 3, 4 extra horsepower, Motobox is probably a good option for you, but it is a little more expensive, and not everybody wants to go through the hassle of shipping your exhaust across the country and waiting for it and stuff like that. So not to bash Motobox, but it's a great option. It's just maybe not for everybody. Really for me here, we've got that budget in mind, but it's a 100 horsepower bike. So I'm not worried about 1 or 2 or 3 horsepower. The up map will kind of smooth out the power band. So we should still get some pretty good gains kind of in the mid range, but top end, maximum power, probably gonna lose a little bit just from how restrictive this exhaust is, but we'll see when we take it out and ride it. Let's go ahead and do a quick sound clip of the stock exhaust. That's another issue with this Chinese exhaust system, is all the clips online are very poor quality. So today we're gonna try to do a little bit better quality clips for you guys. So here we go. And there you have it, not too exciting. It's pretty much what you'd expect from a bike like this. These bikes don't have any type of exhaust valve or anything, so the exhaust is pretty much quiet all the time. Under load, it's all induction noise. You basically don't hear the exhaust. So let's go ahead and weigh this new exhaust system. After that, we're gonna stick my endoscope inside the muffler to see what it looks like inside. There's the new exhaust system on the scale. We're getting 8 pounds, 8.6 ounces. That includes all the hardware. So if we look a little bit closer at the components, the quality is pretty decent. I'm not gonna say it's just as good as an SC project or something like that. Oh, my scale's tripping out. But I'm not gonna say it's just as good as an SC or whatever, but initial impressions, the quality looks pretty decent. Let's take a closer look at this merge here. So here's the merge. I mean, I'll stick my endoscope in there as well, but not bad. I'm sure that's just laser welding, I'm sure, but a little bit small, but as far as the piping diameter, but the merge itself, it looks pretty smooth. You can see here we got our O2 sensor bungs and stuff. I mean, it looks decent. Closer look at the muffler, how all the brackets are. I mean, it's not bad. We'll see how it fits, but not too bad. Honestly, I'm pretty happy, at least with the initial quality on this piece. Let's go ahead and stick our endoscope in the end of the muffler can there. You can see, okay, so it definitely is chambered. It looks like there's another, oh, see, there's another chamber there. So looks like it's got one chamber right at the inlet, another there. All right, now I switched my camera angle. You could see, okay, oh, there's that first chamber and then that second chamber there. So let's see what the next inlet looks like. Let's see, oh, there it is right there. Okay, so that's where the inlet is, right there. Now we're in the outlet side. So let's see what information we can get here. A little bit tighter. Okay, and there is, very hard to do this here because of the, oh, there it is. So that's the outlet from that middle chamber there. You can see it's got some perforations also. Here's a little bit different view, so you can kind of see, just have at least an idea of how the chamber is laid out inside the muffler. The merge, so the 2-into-1, it's pretty smooth. You can see there, not too bad, pretty decent. Okay, so don't laugh at my artwork, but this was the best way I could think of to help you guys visualize what's happening here and visualize what the inside of this muffler looks like. So basically what's happening here is the exhaust is coming in here. This is the inlet. It has this real shallow chamber there, but the exhaust is gonna flow here into this main chamber and then flow through here into both those exits. Okay, so as you guys could see, you could see how this type of muffler would be restrictive compared to just a straight through design like most of the SC projects and the MIV and the Dominator and stuff like that. With this setup, you've got the exhaust has to come through here, bounce around in this chamber, find its way through this next chamber, bounce around in here, and then find its way out through the exits. Okay, so we figured out what the inside of the muffler looks like. We've weighed it, we've taken our stock sound clip. So let's get to the good part here. Let's tear this thing down and put that new exhaust on. Please take a second to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. If you'd like to support the channel, check out my affiliate link and coupon code down below in the description for Dynamoto. Dynamoto has the best motorcycle stands on the market. They allow you to quickly and easily move your motorcycle in any direction that you would like. Best of all, it's very easy to get the bike on and off the stands. And now back to the video. Okay, so we got the stock exhaust all dropped. So let's go ahead and, I got it on the scale here. Let's see how much it weighs. 13 pounds, 10.8 ounces. So we're gonna get a decent weight savings here going to this new exhaust. Okay, I wanna point out a few things on this stock exhaust. So on the stock exhaust, the transitions are pretty smooth, but notice this, the stock exhaust has an H pipe. The new exhaust does not have an H pipe, an X pipe. It doesn't have any type of balance tube. So that's probably what is contributing to some of the horsepower loss as well. Typically, when you don't have any type of balance tube between the two banks, you're gonna get across the board a little bit of a horsepower deficit. Once you get everything all torn down, this is basically where you're going to be at. So you guys could see quite a bit had to come off in order to get to those manifold bolts. But I think we're at that point where we can actually start installing the new exhaust. Okay, so first issue with this exhaust is, see this bracket? You're supposed to bolt this bracket onto the muffler. They gave me all the washers and all the Allen head screws, but did not give me a single nut to secure that to the muffler. So gotta go to the hardware store, go pick some up. Okay, so my up map did not work. It paired okay to the bike, but when I went to go actually check out with the correct map, the correct Gabbro map that I wanted to use with this bike, the voucher didn't work. So I sent an email off to UpMap to see what's going on with that. I don't know what it is with my luck and flashing bikes, but I think I flashed 5 bikes so far. Only 2 of them went smoothly. So anyways, surprisingly, the exhaust fits pretty well. I had to wrestle with the heat shields a little bit. Sorry, I had a little bit of focus issue there, but I had to wrestle with these just a little bit, but honestly, it wasn't too bad. The header and Y pipe went together just fine. It lined up, everything lined up perfectly as far as the hardware goes. When you look a little bit closer, you know, where they have the O2 sensors and everything, it's fine. There's plenty of clearance in there. I don't see any issues. So before we get a little bit too far on fully assembling this bike, let's go ahead and start it up. Definitely a louder startup, but not too loud. We'll go ahead and let it warm up a little bit. We'll give it some revs. Got a little temperature in the bike. Of course, we got some smoke here. It's just the oil burning off the exhaust, and this is what it sounds like. Okay, so not bad. It definitely has a nice snarl to it, got a good growl to it, but not too loud. So, and then just so you guys know, the microphone, it's in the exact same spot as when we took the stock exhaust sound clip. Everything's the same, garage doors open and everything. So pretty good difference, but not too loud, which I think is gonna be perfect. There it is, all put back together. Belly pan's back on, heat shields are back on, all the stock brackets are back on. So for this heat shield, there's actually a little metal bracket that bolts to the bottom of the motor, and it holds the heat shield and the belly pan on partially. That all went back on just fine. You guys could see the clearance between the exhaust pipe and the belly pan is plenty. The way the O2s are routed is fine. The way all the lines are routed around the exhaust, I don't see any issues as far as clearance goes. If we look back here at the exhaust exit, it exits about like how the stock pipes did. I think I may cut this back just a little bit and maybe put a mesh in front of it to hide the little kind of pea shooter exhaust exit. Again, the stock exhaust is like that too, but I think it'd look better if it was hidden. If we move over to the other side, okay, so this side here, for me, it's a little bit long as well. In the future, I may cut that back and put some type of mesh there. But I mean, as you guys could see, heat shields back on, the belly pan fit back perfectly fine, no issues at all. Okay, so there you have it, you guys. The cheapest exhaust available for the RS660 and Tuono 660 installed on my 2023 Tuono 660 factory. So I'll have to say, overall, I'm pretty satisfied. I'm pretty happy with the final product. The fit was good. The quality seems to be good. The only issues that I have with the exhaust are 4 things. So the first one is my particular kit was incomplete. It did not come with the nuts that I needed to bolt the bracket onto the muffler. So I had to go to the local hardware store, buy 4 stainless steel nuts. It was like $3. So not a big deal, but still kind of a pain. The second contention that I have is it does not have a balance tube between the 2 header primaries. So it would be better for performance as well as sound if it had some type of H pipe or even some type of X pipe there. So that could be improved as well. The muffler design is another issue. So for whatever reason, they chose to make a chambered muffler for this setup. Typically chambered mufflers are pretty restrictive, and I would think that it would be harder to manufacture a chambered muffler as opposed to a straight through type muffler with lots of packing, something like a MagnaFlow muffler, something simple like that. I would think that would be easier and cheaper to manufacture, but maybe I'm wrong. But regardless, that chambered muffler I think could be designed better. And that's gonna be a lot of the reason for the horsepower loss. It's gonna be that lack of balance tube and the design of the muffler itself. But for my purposes, I mean, it's a 100 horsepower bike. I'm not gonna worry about 2, 3, 4, 5 horsepower. Hopefully I'll kind of gain it back with the up map, but I'm just not too worried about the performance side of things. You know, not to say that
it doesn't matter or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for my purposes, and for this application, I don't care about that. The fourth issue I have is gonna be with the fit of the tabs that hold the exhaust heat shields on. I had to mess with them a little bit, but not a huge deal. I mean, obviously I got the shields on, so it's not like, you know, I couldn't put them on at all. I just kind of had to spend a little extra time to get it to work. So that could have been done a little bit better, but I mean, other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. Now, I wanna be clear, I'm not trying to say that this $350 eBay exhaust is just as good as an SC Project. I'm not trying to say it's just as good as a MIV or an Austin Racing. I'm not trying to say any of those things that, you know, it's a waste of money getting a different exhaust. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for my purposes, I'm pretty happy with this setup. Quality seems good, the price is right, the aesthetic is what I wanted. I didn't want a really aftermarket looking exhaust for this bike. It just looks like a stock exhaust, but louder. It almost seems like, to me, it sounds like as if the Tuono 660s and RS660s, if they had a valved exhaust, that's kind of, to me, that's kind of what this sounds like as far as the tone and the volume. It's almost stock-ish sounding, which is kind of cool for me. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me. A lot more on the way. There's a ton of parts that have already arrived and some more parts that are arriving for the Tuono 660. In a few days, once I figure out the whole upmap situation, we'll take the Tuono 660 out for a ride. We'll see what it sounds like under load and how it runs with the upmap flash. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you everybody who has subscribe to the channel, check me out on Instagram, hit the like button. Anybody who's used any of my coupon codes or affiliate links, thank you very much for doing that, you guys. Until next time, see you on the next one.